Okay, are we rolling?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome everybody to the Guilford Selectboard meeting at 6:30 on November 24th. And let's see, you've got the rules of procedure? Well, thank you so much.
Rules of procedure. Vermont Open Meeting Law 1 VSA Section 312H requires that the public be given a reasonable opportunity to express opinions on matters considered by the board, provided order is maintained under reasonable rules set by the chair. The Select Board invites public comment on each agenda item, an approach designed to support public engagement and meaningful participation in the board's decision-making process. To help keep the meeting on track, time limits will be applied. Comments should remain focused on the agenda item being discussed.
Thank you so much, Mike. So moving on, do we have any changes to the agenda order?
I have none.
Okay, then it's time for public comment. Do we have any? Yeah, Steve.
Steve Lemke, River Road. I just want to announce that the Vermont Public Interest Research Group and the Vermont Natural Resources Conference have been putting on these various sessions of a panel discussion entitled The Big Beautiful Tour about the Big Ugly Bill. At certain invitations, they were not coming to southeastern Vermont, but they've decided to do that. It's going to be on December 11th from 6 to 7:30 at the American Legion. And if you're interested in learning more about the big beautiful, big ugly bill, depending on your point of view, I went over and saw the one in Bennington. It was excellent. They're really professionally and well done and worth your time. So again, December 11th, 6 to 7:30 at the Legion.
Thank you so much. So that's Tuesday evening, correct?
Thursday.
Oh, Thursday. I'm looking at the wrong month. Okay.
Stay out of it, Brandon. We just make the announcement.
I shall, Steve. Thank you so much. Okay, other comments?
I don't have a comment, but.
Yeah.
So I wanted to give a shout out to Tracy Clark. She has posted several times on Discover Guilford, Vermont Facebook page. She has what she calls a porch store for people. I think it started out with food, but now it's branched out to puzzles, clothes, jackets, books, toys, things for all ages. And it's quite an amazing thing her supply. And she's just so generous in doing this. And she says if you want to know where it is, private message her on Facebook, Discover Guilford, Vermont.
Okay. Thanks so much. Tara, did you have an announcement?
No.
No? Anybody else here or on Zoom have something they wanted to say? Okay. So we'll move on to the approval of the minutes for the meeting of 11/10/25. Do I hear a motion?
So moved.
Okay, a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay. So let's see, we're all here. So, I mean, except for Chip, but we don't have anybody Zooming, so we can just all speak together. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, no opposed, no abstaining. We have approved the minutes and we'll move on to the warrants. Tara, would you like to read the warrants?
Yes, I move to accept the warrants as written. Payroll week 11/16/25, $8,316.73. Payroll week 11/23/25, $14,164.90. Expense warrant number 2610, $31,876.68. Expense warrant number 2610R, $11,131.75. Expense warrant 2509R, $6,539.44 for a total of $72,000. $29.50.
Thank you, Tara. I will second that. Is there any discussion?
Yes, so for payroll, week ending 11/23/25, it's higher. It was the 14,164.90. That's because the, health stipend and select board stipend were included. Blue Cross and Blue Shield was 10,058.37. We had our annual contribution to the Broadbrook Community Center, that was $5,000. Sir Sosimo gravel, IT work on site and remote, April through November, for John Minkle was $1,900. Lafayette, we paid out $9,021 for guardrails for Tyler Hill Road. They came in $1,514 under the estimate, so that's really good. Monahan and Safer, $860. Erica, do you need?
Sorry, everybody. No, I have one.
Okay. For legal review of traffic ordinance and letter to the toner company that sent toner that the town did not order. Roberts Energy is diesel fuel, and that was $1,484.86.
Okay, thank you, Tara.
You're welcome.
Is there any other discussion of the warrants?
I'm so sorry, everybody.
Oh, that's okay. So, all in favor of approving those warrants, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, it appears to be unanimous, and we can move on. So, Erica, you've got your cough drop. Would you like to offer a report?
Oh, sure.
Maybe somebody else should go first.
Oh, would you?
Jim, do you want to go first?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, it's our highway report.
Here we go. So you may have seen us working down on the center road last week. We fixed some band rail that was at a precarious angle. I had brought that project up in the spring. We were going to do quite a bit more with large rock and this and that, which was going to require outside help. We've run out of time, but my crew, we got a few loads of stone and we took the band rail apart ourselves and put it back together, and it looks a lot better than it did.
Great.
So we may revisit it next year. And there's another section down below that wasn't as bad, more towards the fire station. So we got that done last week. The winter prep for the vehicles consists now of basically we take them out, put plows on them, put some sand in them, take them around the block, pull all the levers, and I don't know how, but a truck sits in the barn for several months doing nothing and things go wrong, but it's better than in the middle of the night. And so you're going to see some bills for hoses and clamps and this and that, and I don't see any way to prevent it when it just is the fact of life.
Mm-hmm.
So we visited, I was looking for approval and I wasn't here for the last meeting on making more water, acquiring more water for the well. Oh, I'm stumbling tonight. Well, luck of the draw, the pump went last week and we had no water. But it actually is perfect timing in a way because they upgraded the wire in the pump that we were going to buy anyway in the project, and lines boosted the control box to fit that new because it'll be bigger and deeper, so it needs more power. So that won't be wasted money. And then they're going to come early in December, I don't have a definite date, and do that, and they'll splice into the new work. So timing wise, it worked out well. So that was good. We did do a little salting and sanding for the first time this morning, which was a little bit odd. This town varies. It's quite big geographically, and it varies in weather a lot. usually I'm in Vernon, so I can come over Tyler Hill and I can usually pretty much judge how it's going to be on the high spots. There was nothing around except the west side. Hale Road was an absolute, looked like a frozen pond. And there was several cars were hung up. We had one young gentleman, new driver, who was afraid to go any further. We got over there and sanded him out as his dad was getting there to give him some moral support and all that. So no dents, no dings. There was a little EV out there, a little bit afraid, the little tires, and didn't look like much tread to me. And basically the little bit of snow got rolled down by other cars and then created ice. That road was bad. Halifax was out last night doing all of theirs. Everywhere else in town we didn't find. So, was opening day, but it wasn't much of an opening day. And that's why I count on, I have a lot of eyes and ears around town in different parts, and that can happen, it can be East Mountain one day and all of them one day and one little part. It's just varies quite a bit. So I appreciate the phone calls. Some people, they talk and say, I'm sorry I called, but it's a little bit slippery over here. And I absolutely appreciate that. And we check it out and react as quickly as we can and do what we have to do. And like you said, that one little section of town was not good. We did salt the Heinsberg Road over there. And 2 hours later, of course, the sun came out. But if you're going to work, that can be scary. So all good today. And I just want to say that since we're entering plow season, it would be behoove everyone to give the plows and any blinky lights you see a little bit of room. We've had troubles. Everybody's had troubles every storm. V-Trans does absolutely every storm where the plow truck's going very slow and somebody comes up on them and hits them from the rear. Or the only proper way for us to turn around and go the other way is to put our lights on, wait, look in the mirrors, back up, and pull out forward. That's the only correct way to do anything. And we've had troubles with that. I mean, everybody I talk to, so give the blinky lights a little bit of room and slow down and see what's going on, and everybody will be fine. And it's just repeat the same things year after year. So I'm going to take that moment to say that, and that's about it for the highway.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've noticed that we seem to have more microclimates, in the era of climate change. We seem to have more very small zones really right next to each other that have very different weather. And that will be a challenge, I guess, for the highway department coming through. It isn't predictable.
It really isn't. And, April used to be this and May used to be that, and that's all gone. It can rain any month of the year and it stays around 29 to 34 degrees. And so get a little wind on that. And, so, and there again, if you can do this road at 45 in July, it's really not a good idea to do that in December, January, and February. You really have to let off the pedal.
Right.
But
well, it's good to know, if people are watching this meeting, we can't say it enough.
Correct. Yes.
So, anybody else have any questions for Jimmy? Okay, well.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jim.
Sure.
Okay, how you doing, Erica?
I'm ready. So the first two budget workshops are done. The next one will be December 3rd, and we'll do the highway budget. Jim will be there. And then for the fourth one, which is December 17th, I think, we'll just go back and fill in the gaps that we need to and answer any questions that remain. And hopefully we'll be done. Oh, here's something good. Last meeting, I said something wrong. Pre-town meeting is not set. The date is not set. Which Don let me know after that meeting. I thought it would be February 12th, and that's not right. They just had that on the BBCC calendar as a placeholder, but the Grange group will set the date for pre-town meeting. Most likely it will be the following week, so our schedule will be more or less like normal, not ahead 1 week. I've done a lot of webinars this week. We did a VLCT one about communication for local governments. I did the Vermont Local Government Institute session 2 on municipal finance. VLCT has a really good finance person now. Marguerite Ladd. She packed a lot of information in a 2-hour workshop. I also participated in a Vermont Women Leading Government group online. That was really interesting. Ellie and I met with the library, with Amber and John from the library, to talk about their budget, and something we're going to hear in a little bit from John. I helped Ellie with the Algiers Fire District No. 1 Prudential Committee meeting a couple weeks ago. They are getting up and running on their own. They have a clerk that did really good minutes, and I posted those to the website, and they have somebody working on their own website. So we'll let you all know.
Really?
Yep, they're
Wow.
gonna have their own website.
Terrific.
Eventually they'll be able to take payments online for sewer bills. What else? Had Dave Eastman stopped by with a report from Wyndham Solid Waste Management. They have their draft budget out. They need to have one more meeting to finalize it, but it looks like Guilford's assessment for Wyndham Solid Waste is going to go up by about $1,000,
Oh.
which is kind of standard.
Mm-hmm.
A little over 5% more than last year. But Dave is really involved, and
Yes.
he's doing a lot of work and learning about what's going on there and how it affects Guilford.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes, he's very committed
Mhm.
and loves to talk about it.
yeah. Okay, so here's something that is a little bit brewing, and Jimmy knows about this. Somebody from the state contacted me with a question about Fairground Road.
Mm-hmm.
And so over the last 2 weeks, I've worked with the town clerk for historical records, with Lisa for surveys, with Jim, and with Tyler Hermanson from the E911 board, to come to the conclusion that I think, however they did this, and I'm not sure what the origin of it is, maybe they look at maps to make sure that the towns are reporting the right amount of mileage for their roads. So I think we're going to end up having, there were some discrepancies in some maps that they have versus we have, and the mileage. I think the group determined, just via a bunch of emails, that Fairground Road is going to change from 0.29 miles to 0.6 miles. 0.26 miles, sorry. A decrease of 0.03 miles. And that will be reflected on the mileage certificate that the select board approves January or February.
Okay.
Just a little backstory
Somebody
on that.
really had to focus on a map to discover
Yes,
that.
yes, it was
Well,
really interesting.
we're not all sure it's true, but we're willing to settle
Whoa.
for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was 3 maps that I looked at, and they did not all agree. And they had one trail going up past the tennis court, which isn't accurate. That just goes to Archie's cattle barn. But they did not have past the hayfield to Maureen's house included. So to me, that trade, we'd be dead even. But there's a lot of moving parts in this one. Somebody's studying maps, so it's a minuscule amount. So I guess we'll end up in a compromise.
I'm sorry, you said somebody from the state, but you're talking about the Agency of Transportation or something?
Oh, gosh. What
I mean,
is this?
Like, what was the impetus for this?
I think they're just.
I do think they
Double-checking.
review our
Yeah.
maps because A comes in
Mm-hmm.
based on your miles of road.
Uh-huh.
And so I think somebody was reviewing and found a glitch in the 3 maps I looked at. I'm like, those don't agree. So some of them were really old, some were new. So
This person is from the Agency of Transportation, GIS professional, from the Policy Planning and Research Bureau mapping section of the Vermont Agency of Transportation.
And,
I know.
okay, and so this was point something,
0.03.
0.03, okay.
was the
Well, I
final
wonder how
determination.
that will
Well, we
affect our assessment.
invited her to come down and check it out, so I don't know if that's
Ah.
still on the table, but it would be neat.
Maybe if you get 2 out of 3 maps agreeing.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay,
That's
did
it.
anybody have any other questions for Erica? Okay, thank you so much for all you do, Erica. It's always very humbling to hear the span of it. Okay, so we're moving on to new business, and we have a motion that we can propose about the library receiving donations online, and I see we have John here.
Hi.
Would you like to fill us in before we set the motion in play?
Sure.
Okay.
Basically, I had met with Ellie and Erica and Amber, and one of the things we discussed was being able to receive donations online using the MuniciPay system, and I guess Ellie had already been looking into setting that up for other things, and so it seemed, from my understanding from her end, that it would be easy to set that up for the library, but that we would need select board approval to do that. So it would be basically a part of the MuniciPay thing with a drop down that says donation to library, and the money would come in and be put into the bucket for the library.
So it's like a pass-through from the town, from the giver to through the town into the library
It
fund?
would
A
be
library?
it would be a library fund that would be held by the town. So it wouldn't be
It's not
yeah,
town revenue, it's library revenue.
it would be for the library, yeah.
Under the control of the trustees.
Under the control of the trustees. Okay. Does everybody understand the issue? Okay. Yes, I'd like to move that we approve the request from the library to receive online donations through MuniciPay.
I'll second it.
Okay, any further discussion?
Any downside?
I couldn't think of one. It seems to me like it just is, it's a simple thing to do, and I don't know. And
Does it
seems like
create
all this
any
work.
extra work for you, Ellie?
Extra work? Well, it should take 1 or 2 emails to set it up. It won't be very difficult. It'll just be adding to the drop-down list, as I think John said. And then it's just, the monthly reconciliation and moving the money from our MuniciPay account into the town account. I do similar things with all the other payments that we get, which are mostly for taxes, some for water bills.
So it goes from MuniciPay into the town account and then allocated to the library? Or
Yes,
Or
well, it's not
transferred
3
to-
separate steps. It would be it's, during the reconciliation, we move from the municipal account into the town account. And as it goes to the town account, it's going to a specified account within the town account. So it's as simple as a
Coding.
extra coding.
Yeah. Okay,
Mhm.
got it.
Yeah, I mean, just a comment was that back in the 20th century, the Cemetery Commission had been advised by the Vermont Old Cemetery Association to create an endowment, and different people who had graves wanted to know whether they could make donations and receive a tax deduction for it. And at that point, the town treasurer thought that it was too complicated. And so it seems like, the municipal system plus everybody's understanding of the convenience of online donations has really sort of moved this forward. So it seems like a very positive thing for people to be able to just support the library in that way. Any other discussion? Okay, we had a second, didn't we? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, well, we have approved this project to,
Easier now.
Thank you.
yeah, well, thanks
Thank
for
you, John.
coming and for
Yeah.
your excellent and short-winded explanation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great, thanks, John.
Great, and
Yep.
congratulations to the library. Okay, so, heavens,
Moving right along.
yeah, we are certainly,
Heavens.
it's the little select board that
Picked a
could.
good one.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're moving on to new business, the FY25 Audit Report. And so, do we want to have a motion in play before we have our conversation?
Sure.
Okay, so I move that is it accept or approve?
Except because we have to sign it.
Accept. Yeah,
That
you
we-
accept this draft and then it goes back to them to finalize.
Okay, so I move that we accept the FY25 draft audit report, correct? Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, is there discussion of this audit report?
I'll say something about it.
Thank you. Go ahead,
So,
please.
So this is our annual year-end fiscal audit by our professional auditors, Mudgett, Jen something,
Jeanette.
Jeanette and Crow. I can never MJK. And it's so I read the whole thing and sent it out to select board members with questions and comments, and then Ellie and Erica also read through and had questions for Bonnie, and those were answered, and those have all been just shared, just more general information on the audit. I think it's it's encouraging to note that on the schedule of findings, there's one finding, which is the one that the select board has been working on since understanding the implications in August, that has been written about, talked about in two select board meetings, written about in the Gazette, and maybe someplace else that I don't remember on. And that just relates to the discrepancy in the formulas between
Right.
the ones used to create the budget and the ones used to create the articles, which resulted the same error in formula. Oops, lost that. Same error in formula was used in 24, 25 for fiscal year 24, 25, and 26. It's now being corrected. It resulted in a shortfall in the budget, as we've talked about, of $189,000 in fiscal year 24. There was a surplus in fiscal year 25, and we do not know what will happen in 26. We do know that this will not happen again.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the single finding of error and no what was the other there's another term they use besides error. Malfeasance or something like that, an
Material
error.
weakness.
What?
A material weakness.
You know, there was there's another term. Anyway, it was an error, not the worst thing, whatever the worst thing that they could find was. So,
Okay.
that's my report.
Okay, are there any further questions about this report? Well, thank you so much, Sheila, for your combing through it, and Ellie and Erica as well. Okay, so are we ready to vote?
Yeah, can you just tell me about the uncorrected misstatement for the $12,955?
What
So-
page is that on?
I'm in Guilford draft. Yeah, it's all draft, right? Page 2 of the Select Board Town of Guilford, Vermont.
We looked at that this afternoon. Ellie, did we determine that it was a payroll that was for the week ending the last week of June, but was paid in the first week of July?
So
You can't hear her head shaking, but it is
yeah.
affirming.
And I think it's somewhere else too. This number is somewhere else in all the things. But so the audit adjustments in the same page above uncorrected misstatements, that's where the $12,955, and then the audit adjustments just goes through everything that is adjusted, 1 through 8. So it just basically tells everything that the auditors are going to do. Okay. And then there was one thing that they found, the $12,955, other than the stuff above that they already are doing.
Okay, so are we ready to vote about accepting the draft audit report?
I have one more thing to
Yeah.
say. This audit, we approve the audit after we have executed the transfer to the special reserve fund that is recommended by the auditor. And then we do all the reviews, and then we approve the audit. So we've already executed the transfer
We have already executed the transfer.
of the surplus of 5,900,
Okay.
whatever, I can't remember. That happens prior to the formal acceptance of the audit.
Okay, so just to restate the motion correctly, it's that we move to accept the draft audit report. Is that correct?
Fiscal year 25.
Fiscal year 25. Okay, all in favor of that indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, so no abstentions, no nays. Okay, then we have approved that report. So, okay, is there any other business? Hearing none, we can move on to correspondence. So, we do have some correspondence?
I have one letter of thanks to the select board from Sevka for our annual appropriation.
Well,
Nice.
excellent. Excellent. So we'll be reminding people about SEPCA coming to Guilford to
Yes.
assist people with their homestead declarations and taxes. And thank you back for SEPCA. Okay, any other correspondence? Okay, well, for heaven's sake. Okay, so I guess I will review our actions for this meeting. We have approved the minutes of the last meeting, the warrants. We have approved library donations online. We have approved the FY25 audit report. And let's see, do we have any actions to be taken? Aside from just everybody has to keep on working.
Yes.
Okay.
Budget workshops.
Yes,
Okay,
budget.
just keep going forward.
Keep at it, everybody.
That's right. Then I suppose we can
Entertaining.
urge people who celebrate such things to have a wonderful and grateful Thanksgiving. And
Bye.
bye-bye. And we can have a motion for adjournment. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make that motion.
And do
to
I hear a
adjourn.
second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Bye.
Hurrah. Okay, happy Thanksgiving to Guilford.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned.